Have you ever experienced a moment where you think like there's not a creative bone in your body, or you couldn't draw a stick man to save your life, or even maybe, geez, that person's talented. Look how incredible and realistic their art is, or look how abstract that piece of art is, or wow, look at that person just solve that problem. It's Natty KoKo, keep on keeping on. It's my philosophy and way of life. And I wanted to jump in here and have a little bit of a chat about art and creativity and that experience that we get to encounter every day. Having a sense of creativity is a really fascinating thing to experience. And I'll show you a little bit of insight about that. I never thought I was creative. I thought I was very logical, straight down the line, and all the rest. And I can actually, like, in my head, hear my family laughing and saying, what on earth are you talking about, KoKo? What the fuck? You've always been weird and quirky. That's a thing that I told myself for a really long time, that I wasn't creative. And it wasn't until my mid-20s that I had just moved to a new town, didn't know anyone, went to this opening for like a mechanical store. You know, you buy parts for cars and accessories and stuff like that. And I went there, and there was like a radio station, and they had like this pool and like those the pit balls that like a blow up pool that had little like balls in it, and they had like little prizes in there. And I think it was like the last straw of the day, and I was like, I'll do it. So I don't know if you're blindfolded or whatever it was, and I was like scrummaging around to find a prize, and with a little bit of a nudge, I found a prize, thank goodness, and won a toolbox and some other things like that. And so it was a lot of fun, just had a bit of a chat. I ended up chatting with the owners of that business, and they, I said, yeah, I'm just new to town and I don't know anyone. And I was then invited to an art class. And that's when I said, well, I can't draw a stick man to save my life, but you know what? I'll give it a crack. And that particular one was paint pouring. So it was like, I think they said, like, wear clothes that you don't mind getting paint on it. So that's what I did. And I think they provided a canvas or something like that. Anyway, I did this paint pouring thing, had some fun, and the ironic thing is that from a mindset I couldn't draw a stick man to save my life, I did some abstract painting stuff, like pouring, and you like move the canvas around and you spray water on it and it sort of disperses a little bit, and I can show you one time. And then I think a fortnight later, they did it again. And I was like, oh, I'd love to go. And, got talking with some people, met some new people in the town, and I did it again. And again, I can show you that piece another time. And yeah, so it just kind of continued to roll on from there. And then the next class was like a live drawing. This live drawing, this person was wearing clothes. There was this man sitting on a chair, and the instructions were to bring pencils and paper. And what I did, so I found an old pencil case from school, which was, a long time ago, and some scrap paper. I think I had like an A3 piece of paper or something like that. And I didn't even bring a clipboard. I just bought some paper and some blunt pencils. And I remember one person saying, is that what you're drawing with? And I'm like, yeah, it's pencil and paper. Like, that's all it said. And so I listened to the instructions, and I ended up actually drawing a person. Like, it didn't look exactly like the person, but, it was kind of cool, kind of cartoony. And so I did that. And so I continued to go through this process of going to art. And I realized in those early stages of doing that is that it doesn't matter what the outcome is, and everybody is creative. And when I say everyone is creative, if you are cleaning something, if you are solving a problem, if you're a scientist or whatever it is that you do, there's a form of creativity that's involved in that, in communication, talking, signing, speaking different languages. It's very creative. And it's just like, if you can relate to this, it was like breaking through a brick wall. Like in my mind just now, I've just like pictured this brick wall, like some, different colors, and just like, like sort of punching through it, and be like, yes, I'm creative and you are too. You might not see it, but I can see it. And that's just a little fun way of talking about creativity. I believe everybody is creative in some way, shape or form. It's Natty J KoKo. Keep on keeping on. You!